Coming at you live from DNHQ2 in beautiful South Pasadena, California. This is the Blue Heaven Podcast. And this is the pregame special sort of thing. Anyways, we are powered by the Overtime Network. What is up, Dodgers Nation? I am Clint. You can find me on the internet as Real FRG. That is at Real FRG on Twitter and Instagram.
Anytime you do that pause, I think something went very wrong.
It did go very wrong.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm Brooke. You can find me at BrookeMe3 on Twitter and Instagram. You want to tell them what's on today's show?
Absolutely not. I want to tell them what's on today's show.
Good.
We have to talk about it. Like, we try not to talk about things that just happened or you know, deal with too much in the past, as it were. But yesterday it was like a comeback for the ages by the cheaters, as I'm calling them.
Yes.
Or I guess as they were called by the Mets. Bill Buckner, more than an error. We got to honor the late, great Bill Buckner. Bellinger is the best right fielder in baseball, and that is an FRG apology.
I'm going to let you run that one entirely on your own because you earned that one.
We didn't get a chance to last week get into it because we had so much fun with our boy. Shout out to our boy Eric. But the bullpen is still held together by 99-cent store duct tape, and that is a problem, and we are going to talk about it. But first, we have to give a shout out to our good friends over at Sportscaster USA. You guys see that little bug over here on the stream corner? It's right there. It's about right there. That's correct. At Sportscaster, you can be the star of your own show with built-in studio graphics, access to special events. You can look like a pro and sound like a pro. You can even have cool accents like this guy. We found out before the show.
That's true.
With his bloop hits. But if you'd like to live stream the game or just be your own broadcaster, play video games, whatever it may be, visit Sportscaster today. That is CASTR.com, Sportscaster.com. But, of course, after our stream. And while you're watching the Dodger game, you know, there's nothing better to do than listen to the wonder of Joe Davis and Sportscaster it.
There you go. That's a good plan. And remember, guys, this is a live stream. So if you could, wherever you're at, wherever you're watching from, drop it in the comments. Let us know where you're representing Dodgers Nation. I think last week we got a couple around the worlds. Got a few Australias and New Zealands. And I said we're Mr. and Mr. Worldwide.
This is true. I was there.
Mm-hmm. So make sure you drop those in the comments. Again, we're on Facebook, Periscope, all the good things. Not on Instagram because, you know, things become things.
Instagram, get your life together. Yeah. You know, we got all these graphics on the screen, and you know, we're not just going to be awkwardly talking to a phone in our room. That's weird. Quit being weird.
It could be fun though.
You're being weird, Susan.
It's like far away though, so it's
and then you have to hold it sideways if you want to get us all on the screen. Anyways, the queen of the show is the first one in here, as you dubbed Jess. Queen of the show.
You know,
look what you did.
As soon as I sent that, I was like, that's going to go straight to her head. And you know what, Jess? You earned it. Well done. Well done. But yes, she says she loves our cheating team.
Let us know. Yes, we all love our cheating team. You know, the getting a little ahead of ourselves. The cheating team that, you know, does their work and, you know, reads the scouting report as it may be.
It does happen.
We got Matt Shank in the house, Southern Oregon. What's going on, Matt? Our friend, good friend of the stream, Casting His Trash. Hello to you.
Big fan of Casting His Trash. Big
quality stuff. Cybernetic Slayer going Doyers. We got Alton Garrett over on Facebook. Let's go. And talking about, the Mets crying about sign stealing. I don't even think it was sign stealing. I think it's just reading, like, doing the scouting report, knowing that Thor throws so many things, you know, or so many fastballs.
People don't read scouting reports.
No, the Mets don't. The Mets do not. We got Palm Springs in the house. We got Zed in the stream here saying Dodgers are cheaters. Perfect, Thor. And Jason McClure in the stream. What's going on, Jason? We're going to talk about something lovely that he wrote over on ourdodgersnation.com. Hey, boys. Hey, Jason. What's going on?
Hey, boys.
So, a comeback for the ages by our cheating boys in blue.
So, me and you were pretty busy yesterday. Plan our own comeback, but we didn't come back. We didn't.
Well, we tried.
We tried. It came close.
I'm glad we didn't, though.
What inning did you start watching?
Honestly, I because we all hung out. So we played the softball yesterday. You know, sorry, Gary. We played the softball yesterday, and then you know, the rest of the team's hanging out, not partaking of adult beverages in the parking lot. And eventually, you know, I got home, made dinner, yada yada. Long story short, it was about the 9th inning. Perfect timing. I think it was bottom of the 8th. And it was right after Seager hit the home run. And I was like, okay, whatever. They pretended to try. Cool. And then And then the good happened.
Then the good started happening.
What, Jock was just locked in. It was Jock locked in.
Jocked in.
He was jocked in. Oh,
that's
let me
good,
give that guy a couple of
Appreciate
points.
that.
But Jock, on sixth? I think it was like the 12th pitch or something like that. Hits out that Jock shot. And let's see that
pitch,
Jock shot real quick. Like, it was such a good at bat. It was a nice meaty at bat
I
because he
will
was
say
up there for a while.
it's not a what I would call a typical Jock at bat. I
No.
would say
No.
but he played that very well, and I think when I saw him hit that home run, there was still like no reaction from me, to be honest. Like I was still kind of like, yeah, still not going to really work out. But then I had stepped away into my kitchen and I was on my phone. And I didn't even hear the Muncie home run, but I saw your tweet about the back-to-back. And so that's when I like ran back into the living room and I was like, "Holy crap!"
I told Nomar to get ready.
Yeah, and
For that
then
4+1.
JT was on second, and I was like, "What happened?" Because I was stepped in the kitchen, and that's when I was glued to my TV.
Where you belong.
Glued to the TV or the kitchen?
The kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah, because we want you to make some of those sweet chicken parm recipes like Eric.
Does. Yeah, I'm working on it.
Friend of the show.
He's a little better.
But yeah, just that whole sequence. As soon as I realized, like Muncie's right behind him. Muncie's had good experience against Edwin Diaz, and everything just kind of sort of played out. Before we get into more of that, Peterson's home run was the 16th home run of the season, and this was a really, really cool stat that we happened upon in a season where we have Cody setting record after record after record, most of which, we kind of didn't know existed.
Right.
All of a sudden, Jock, stats by stats, Jock Peterson's 16 home runs out of the leadoff spot are the most in the National League, or in National League history prior to the start of June in a season. So, way to go, Jock Pop. That's pretty cool that you can you can make up a record and then set it. But either way, that's pretty cool to see.
I could probably set a strikeout record.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
You do not perform well in the first inning.
That's true. Adam Dunn's got nothing on me.
Yeah, Dodgers are over here just dropping record after record while the bullpen be like just silence.
That was good. I like that.
But yeah, like I said, I had this feeling with Muncie coming up, and then we could play the video and we can kind of just talk over and talk through this. But Muncie coming up, he put together a nice couple of a couple of like takes there, or one take, one look. It just he came out of the box hard. He looked good doing it, and he was pumped up. He was fired up, coming around the bag. You knew by that point, it's like, okay, we're doing this. You're down a run. There's no out, and you got JT coming up, who is just magic. I believe.
Would you say
magic?
Red hot?
JT coming up, and it was great. You got an unwishy-washy double by Bellinger. Our boy Matt Beatty coming in.
Beatty.
Like I said, he hit it just kind of, sort of, barely hit it where they ain't. Like, in a way.
Well, they were there, but then they weren't. That's kind of how it went.
Yeah, and then Verdugo coming up. Like, in a situation like that, and I want to talk a little bit more about Verdugo after we get into the interview, because the interview and the celebration and all that were just fantastic.
Solid.
The 15 people that stayed at the stadium at that point.
It was very empty.
One of which was not my friend Kevin. Way to go, Kev. We're very proud of you.
Good job, Kevin. I get it. It's cold.
Yeah. You were freezing on Monday. It happens. Things become things. But like you just don't get that vibe. The only time you get that sort of vibe is in a playoff experience or whatever. But to be able to have that, you have, you find a way to put up 4 in the 9th inning. You're coming back. Like they kept chipping away. They found a way to make it work. And then Doogie doing what, most rookies would walk up there trying to swing for the fences. They're going to try to hit that grand slam to end it because, somebody will pick me up or whatever.
He did take, and I kind of saw it coming too. He did take a big daddy hack first on the first pitch, and I saw it coming. But he adjusted his swing from then on out, and his approach was much different after that first pitch. And that's years beyond what you'd expect from a rookie, big time. Showed a lot of maturity, stayed with the pitch, did whatever he needed to do to get that ball in the outfield, and he knew it right off the bat. It's awesome, really cool.
Yeah, and then I think the most important thing that we learned from that whole experience, the game yesterday, we learned that really
We're nasty. You know, the boys can hit. The boys can hit.
The boys can hit.
The boys can hit,
Can we
and
get
the
that on a
boys are
t-shirt or
nasty.
what? The boys can hit or the boys are nasty? Both.
I think
Both,
friend of Dodgers Nation, Vince Samperio, already did.
Did he?
Yes,
Good.
I believe
That's good.
that is already out there. So check out Ravine Fiends on
I'm gonna
that
buy
one.
that shirt. That's gonna be a sick shirt to have. Checking in on some people checking in with us.
Yes.
We got a couple people checking in. We got this guy, Compton Paisa. That's a great name, by the way. Checking in from Pasadena, apparently. I don't know why you're Compton Paisa if you're checking in from Pasadena. I'm all right with it, though. I really like that.
That is good.
That's probably one of the best names I've ever seen. We got a couple people checking in from Whittier. That's you. We got Nick
Dude,
Lopez
that's a good
from
spot.
Uptown Whittier.
What's going on,
Nick
Nick?
Lopez says he was at the game last night and left in the 7th inning.
I need my boom boom boom.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Works.
Yeah, I get it. I don't get it, but I get it.
We got our boy Chris in the stream saying Jocked in needs another jock off. Yes, sure.
Chalk off.
That's a new lineup fun name, by the way. We came
Jock
up-
off?
No, Jocked in. Because he's jocked
I
in.
don't think
Dude,
we-
he's hitting like almost 500 over the last.
I don't think we can use jock off.
You probably can't.
I don't think
you
we're
guys
gonna
let
get
us
away
know
with
if you
it.
buy that shirt in the comments below. Let's see what else we got. But yeah, we got some more. I finally saw Compton Pie, so that is so good.
It's
Man,
really
that
good,
is
isn't it? We got
Yeah, you know what,
Janae Juno checking in from San Bernardino. IE kids? Yeah. We got 2 of them here.
More feel. I don't know what feeling. What feelings are we talking about, Frank Talk? I don't know what feelings. I don't have feelings. I'm waiting for you now.
I'm not really
That
sure.
was your segue.
What feelings are we talking about?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. I'm waiting for your feelings. Jess says last night was phenomenal. What else we got? BD pulls a Machado. He's out at first and gets Verdugo. Words. This is why we don't read the comments. Sometimes you guys go wild. crazy
Jess
stuff.
also says let's jock off doesn't work. She's right. She's very right about that. Gustavo checking in from Fontana. Look at all these IE represent. It's in the house, man.
Hey man, just happens.
We're a big nation,
It is a pregame, by the way, guys. So let us know who you think might be coming in hot with the player of the game, because we don't have JT in the lineup today, which is a little concerning, but not quite. He's got a little hamstring thing, but you don't want to see.
He does have a little hamstring.
Little
That's
hamstring
confirmed,
thing.
yeah.
Not ideal.
It's like a birth defect.
I did make a new stat last night thanks to that walk-off. I don't know if I guess it is a walk-off. It wasn't a hit. A sac fly gets the job done, of course, but I called it weighted. What is it? Weighted sneaky Gatorade shower plus. So that is WSGS plus. Jock is now leading the league on it, as we see in this fine video
Yeah.
of him getting your boy Doogie. And he came in sneaky.
It was pretty good. As I was watching this, I was wondering, does Alana Rizzo see it coming?
She does at the end.
I saw her kind of glance past him, but she didn't react until right before it got poured. So I'm wondering if she sees it ahead of time and how she prepares for that. That's a good question for her. Alana, if you're out there, please answer that question. Cause
No,
I
when
need to know.
when we finally eventually figure out the timing and everything to get her in here, that'll be question number 1.
She is a
Walk
very,
off.
very busy woman. A very busy woman in baseball, in fact.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I did. That was good. Huh? You like that?
I didn't know where my coin button was.
That's kind of a weird one.
So are you.
That's true, yeah. That's a good point.
Jess says Joe Kelly for Cy Young for show. I agree. Why not? Let's do it. We'll get weird with it.
Bet.
So I think one of my favorite things, though, after the game, in which the Mets blew an 8-3 lead, Mets Twitter went wild. Like they were just.
Dude, they could not handle that loss.
Did you see the dude like burn all
Burn
of
his
his
stuff?
jerseys?
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally burned the shirt off of his back. Not
He
whilst
took it
wearing
off.
it.
He took it
Yeah,
off.
just safety
Just so
third.
you guys
guys.
know.
Safety third. But everybody, I mean, I follow. There's at least one Mets girl, Mets lady fan that I follow, and she's good people or whatever. But it's just funny to see it because normally we don't ever see that. You don't see the exact reactions in time because you're who watches the Mets. Let's be real. But to see that because it happened thanks to your lovely team, and
I'm the
she's just
biggest
like,
Mets fan of all
I
time.
hate this team. This team's garbage. Bullpen, whatever, yada yada. We know all about the bullpen, but
we've been there.
we'll get into
We've
that.
been there.
We'll get into the bullpen in a little bit, but I think we have to touch on the fact that our Dodgers are allegedly just dirty cheaters.
I can go with that. Yeah.
Would you care to enlighten us?
Okay, so here's the thing. Do you remember last year, there was a point where a couple teams were saying that they thought the Dodgers were relaying signs from second.
Okay.
And that's happened actually over the past couple of years where teams have said something like
Which
that.
I believe is part of the game in a way.
Number one, that is definitely part of the game. Number two, I think the Dodgers are just really good in their approaches to, like you said, going over scouting reports and doing deep dives, analytics. Like, that's kind of their bread and butter. That's kind of what they're known for.
Yeah.
They're kind of paved the way in that. And Friedman and company have kind of been the ones to do that. But when asked after the game, or when, I guess, when Noah Syndergaard gave his interview after the game,
when he did the speakings
after the game, he was concerned with how they were able to catch up on those fastballs up in the zone, and he had kind of said, I mean, there was no hiding it. Like, it wasn't like he had said like something that may have been they were stealing signs. It was like, I don't know how they're doing that unless they're cheating, and it's like, okay, well, that's pretty blatant accusation right there. To be like, there's a fastball upcoming. So I don't really know how you cheat in the game of baseball in terms of that, unless you got like somebody in the stands with a spyglass and a walkie-talkie,
Yes.
a la Bobby Thompson and the Giants. It was funny to me, and it really was a bad look for a guy who's actually very entertaining, very funny on Twitter, and from what I know, a pretty decent human being. But that seemed to be a little bit of a step back.
It seems that a lot of people are relaying signs then off of Thor because his ERA was almost 5 when he came into Dodger Stadium.
Dude's getting racked this year.
Yeah, homeboy is not getting by because, well, as we've seen, I think it was our boy Zed who said if he's combing his hair, it's a fastball, but if he's twirling his hair, it's a slider or something like that. So
he's got a bad poker face.
There's very simple things, and I saw one that I really did love. Someone said they're still just mad that they're our boy AJ on the guitar says they're still just mad they're paying for Bobby Bonilla, which I believe it's Bobby Bonilla payday tomorrow.
Is that contract still going?
Yes.
How long does it go for?
I think till like 2035 or something. Or either way, it's ridiculous because he hasn't. I think he suited up for them for like all of 90 games in 1999, and that was
by far my favorite baseball tidbit. Like, by far, there's nothing even close. Oh, we got to stop the show. Gonzo's in the stream.
Gonzo, what's going on, Gonzo?
Appreciate
nice guy,
you,
nice kid, friend of the show. It is going well. It's we're coming up on game time. I shouldn't tell people that the game's on Channel 5, right? But you guys can watch it. Watch it on Channel 5. Keep us on. Tell all your friends. Tell Grandma. Grandma's back. Just keep clicking in and out. Kicking in and out. Help the click through rate.
Help the click through rate. I appreciate that. We're gonna be watching the game too, and not streaming it. But we'll be here.
After Monday's loss, a couple Mets told the Post they were concerned about the Dodgers taking really big swings, which is kind of what they do. They've never seen Jock Peterson take a hack?
Well,
Grandma is still alive. Sorry, Jess. Grandma is still alive.
We left her in Arizona. Sorry.
We left her in Arizona.
Sorry about that.
But they believe the Dodgers are so good at either stealing signs or get this, knowing sequencing patterns of pitchers and arm slots via video. You know how they had that whole thing like Dodgers are taking the time to like study and take advantage of tech like virtual reality to look at arm slots and stuff. This is called what good baseball teams do.
I get what they mean though. In high school, I was in the library studying for one of my history tests, and one of my teachers came in and said, "That's cheating."
That was good. That was good. I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad, and then nope.
Usually it's bad.
That was pretty delicious.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
So bench coach Jim Riggleman, I think they have a system that helps them get some signs and stuff, which is totally all scientific.
Science and stuff,
but I don't think it's anything illegal. They just do a good job of picking up things. If they do anything, if you do anything in your delivery that's different, if your sequences are repetitive, and they talk to the team about it. If it's like you're obviously, what was it? Well, one very, very famous quote about Dodgers reading the scouting report was Kirk Gibson. Sure as I'm standing here, partner, I know you're throwing me that backdoor 3-2 slider, and it's the last time we won a World Series, but still.
The rest, nothing
you're
happened.
supposed to. That's part of your job as a baseball person, human, to put in the work. You don't just show up like Puig at 6 o'clock. That's right. I said it. And what? At me, bro.
I don't think he cares.
He's not watching.
His
right
fans
now.
might.
I don't think they have internet in Cincinnati.
Michael Velarde says, "What's wrong with stealing a sign or two? Come on." And I agree 100%. I had a guy in high school I was catching, and he would look back at you and just stare at your signs. So I used to flip them off because that's the only logical response to that.
Yeah, that's respect.
Yeah. So I mean, it's baseball. That's not an illegal thing, and that's not. I mean, granted, it kind of gets annoying if you're a pitcher and you're getting hammered. I get why he kind of lashed out about it, but it was definitely in the wrong way and at the wrong time, Thor. At the wrong time.
Yeah, you don't come
if you would
out-
have won the game, say whatever the hell you want. I don't care. But you got smashed. You got hit hard. I don't know what to tell you.
And you deserved it.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, it's
yeah,
not
you
like we didn't give them an opportunity because, again, and we're going to get into it now, finally, we do still employ that 99-cent store duct tape bullpen.
It's really, you know, it's cheap and not effective, but not cheap because Joe Kelly cost a lot of money.
It's cool, though. We're getting that bobblehead, right? Who's sending us that bobblehead?
Don't worry. We'll have the Joe Kelly bobblehead sitting back there.
I think we have to go to that game.
I think it's our legal obligation at this point to be there.
And we will live stream the entire game.
I'm going to say they don't put him in that game.
So the Dodgers bullpen was pretty rough through April. This much we knew. They started out they had 2 weeks where first week of May they were okay, and then the last week of April they were okay. And then that just all went bad.
It went downhill very quickly.
5.11 ERA in the lovely month of May. 35 earned runs in 61 and 2/3 inning pitched, plus fun and exciting 7 unearned runs scored. So there.
You like that stat the best, don't you?
Any way you're trying to spin these numbers, and I've seen some people try to spin these numbers where it's everybody is bad in baseball right now. No. The teams that have ERAs and whatever bullpens close to this are teams that have a combined winning percentage of 380 or something.
Yeah, it's
they
pretty
bad.
It's pretty bad.
The Dodgers are supposed to be not that.
You know what's interesting about their bullpen though? They have as Dodgers relievers for an entirety for a work of the season, they have the lowest number of walks for relievers, which is so strange.
Oh, you've been reading those game notes, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, I have. Oh, yeah, I've been reading them hard, which doesn't make any sense other than that tells you that they're just getting hit freaking hard. It's not like, they're struggling with command and people are getting on. They're just getting racked, guys, and they're getting hit hard.
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing to see, and to have people that are still trying to be somewhat apologetic towards the bullpen when they're bad. They're not getting it done, and it's not what Dodger fans deserve. Our boy Daniel Preciado, he wrote a great piece about it, and we'll get into that in a second. But it's we've talked about it. We've talked about it on the stream before. I say the Dodgers lost the 17 World Series because the bullpen. They lost the 18 World Series because the bullpen. And the Red Sox were very good. Now we should. I think there's 8 or 9 blown saves, 10 blown saves or something out of the bullpen. That kind of stuff happens, but your pen shouldn't have an 11-11 record and be proudly saying that the 11 wins are tied for 8th in the National League, which you can't even do that right. You can't even vulture yourself a win right.
No, yeah, and usually our bullpen's pretty good about vulturing wins,
and it's not
so much this year.
It's not that one run and I give it that one run that was the tie of the game. No, it's coming up and give it up 4 or 5, 3 runs, whatever it may be. We're talking about Arlene, who is that in the blue shirt? Oh, I'm Clint. Hi, nice to meet you, Arlene. Welcome to the show.
Who's that?
That's the Joe Kelly bobblehead. Yes, I am Joe Kelly bobblehead. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that.
Good. You look good.
I did not know. Wait a minute. That's rude, probably. Friend of the show. Anyways, let's move on because I do want to talk about a few of our bullpen editorials that we've pumped out over here at DN over the last week, because again, this is a huge problem right now. All we are is Bellinger's great and the bullpen is terrible, and there's only so long that your offense can capably out-hit a bad bullpen. So first, let's dig into Preciado's story where he went hard on the bargain bin bullpen, which is a Jason McClure line and gold. Gold. We
I
still
like it a
use
lot.
that one.
It's a really good one
It's
to use
bargain
around
bin.
the office. I mean, he got into some of the successes. I mean, if you can call them successes at
The
all.
one-offs.
The one.
Tom Kohler?
I mean,
Did we get Tom? No. Oh, no.
he's back to pitching. I saw.
I know, I saw that. I'm
that's
proud.
good. I don't know where he is. Is he in Pittsburgh? Or?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I mean, if you had to think about guys who you would consider successful in the bullpen so far, I think you could probably narrow it down to Pedro Baez, maybe early, and maybe Dylan Floro, even though I feel like Floro just got put into situations where he didn't have any pressure, and then he got good, and then they started putting him into high-pressure situations, and he fell apart.
Yeah, I saw someone talking about, like they brought in Baez in a game where you're trailing by a bunch, and they brought him in to face like the bottom three in the Mets order or something like that, instead of waiting for the right times. It's the pitchers are not being put in the best positions to succeed, which is awful, and it continues to happen, and it's been a huge problem. And I've said for the better part of the last year doing this show, talking about how Dave Roberts is a fantastic manager of people, but a terrible in-game tactician. He's not the guy that should be doing that. I would rather see like Bob Guerin and Honeycutt make
Just
all the
team up
pitching
and make the
decisions.
call. Yeah.
But my favorite quote from that story was, obviously this last offseason that just passed, there was an abundance of fantastic names in the relief market. And his line was, they went through an entire offseason, one of the best pitching relief classes ever, and decided that Joe Kelly was their guy.
Yeah, I mean, you had...
Well said.
Yeah, Daniel also talks about guys like David Robertson, Adam Ottavino, Andrew Miller, Zach Britton. And Andrew Miller kind of has had a weird year so far. But, I mean, when you think about the fact that they had to pay maybe a couple $1 million more, maybe another year or two more for some of those guys, but... I mean, you paid all that money for Joe Kelly just because he impressed you in the World Series, man? Like,
because he beat you? Because you
beat
were
the crap out of you in the
swinging
World Series.
wild?
But, I mean, granted, he had a great World Series. He had a really good playoff run. He sucked during the regular season, though.
Oh, yeah.
He was bad. He was not a good pitcher during the regular season. And, we had Tim Neverett on the show earlier in the year. I think it was earlier in this year. And he talks about,
He nailed it. He nailed it.
He's like, you're going to have some roller coaster days with this guy. He's going to give you some really good outings, and he's going to give you some outings that makes you want to cut him. And that's just how it's going to go.
Like literally, physically harm him.
Stab him. And he said in the playoffs, he bought himself a contract. That's what he did.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers took the bait on that. And early on, not seeing the benefits of it.
I mean, there's no doubt that Joe Kelly's like a cool dude. He's a good person.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
also understand there's the other side of it, that he just came off bereavement. Maybe there's been something going on in the family that's affecting him. But at that point, maybe you say like, hey, I'm not right now.
Right.
Let's figure something out, because if I'm not helping the team, if you're not helping, you're hurting. And that's exactly what's happening right now. But again, it's not just him. It's kind of a bit of everybody. When we're looking at, we haven't had to worry about Kenley so much because he hasn't come in of late. He hasn't had to, because it hasn't been like those leads. We've either blown him out or lost.
I haven't really seen him much.
Yeah, I think he's pitched like twice over the last week and a half or something.
That's good for him, though. That's good.
This is in-season vacation.
Yeah, he probably needed it.
Another one I did love, I think it was on Twitter, our boy AJ on the guitar had a take where he says, I understand and I'm aware. This is the other side. We're talking about the bargain bin bullpen. You're not... the flip side of it is if you go and spend a bunch of money on the bullpen, you don't know if it's going to work out. We look at, it didn't work out for Colorado. It has worked out for New York, but I mean, we're never going to find out whether or not it'll work in LA. But I understand, I'm aware that the bullpen acquisitions are the most unpredictable and expensive moves that don't always pan out. But if you still don't think that we need bullpen help, I'm not sure what to say. And absolutely, we need bullpen help. Is Craig Kimbrell going to be that guy? No, absolutely not. But is somebody like a Ken Giles going to be that guy? Hopefully.
I like Ken Giles. He punches himself. That's all I gotta say about that. That guy's a nutbag, and we need a nutbag out there.
Yeah, him and Joe Kelly together would be fun.
Oh my god! And just Kenley, like, what is going on out in this bullpen?
And then your boy, we should have went out and got Blake Parker, who's just killing it. He went to Minnesota, right?
He's killing it, man.
Killing
He's
the game.
Dominating.
There's a whole bunch of them. Another one of our boys, friend of the show, ST Dodger Tim, has been kind of looking at and picking and choosing, a lot of the pieces from the most likely sellers. Let's be real. And especially with what I forgot about, there's only one true deadline this year finally, trade deadline. There isn't this one, and now you just got to try a little bit harder. Yeah, the waiver deadline was always weird.
Stupid deadline.
And I feel like that's probably going to help the Dodgers not go out and pick up somebody like a John Axford or a Ryan Madsen that we don't need.
Ryan Madsen is the best thing to ever happen to this planet.
I will shank you.
Thank you. I'm going to take some questions from the stream here. We got R Tapia 24 says, and this is a very good point, and this one kind of made me feel sick to my stomach. Imagine the Dodgers bullpen having to face Springer and Bregman and co. in a tied 1-run game. I'm assuming he means in the World Series because that's a pretty likely matchup, and that really hurts my body. Hurts my parts.
Well, that's also just called getting old. But I agree. That's just awful. Taylor's asking, what about Julio and Floro? Are they still trustworthy? I think the jury's out on Julio right now. Obviously, there's a lot going on in his life. There's a lot that still needs to be figured out with that whole situation. As of now, he's allowed to pitch. We don't know if that's always going to be the case, but he's only gotten into 2 games over the last 20 days, which is not good for your ability to pitch successfully.
Typically not.
Floro, you already hit the nail on the head on that one. I think he just got put into spots where he wasn't going to succeed. He's not a bullpen ace. He was getting away with smoke and mirrors.
He's a middle reliever guy.
And then he ditched the thing.
That was weird, huh?
Why'd you ditch the thing?
I think
Dylan?
he heard people talking about it and he got self-conscious about it.
We'll talk the strip.
He's definitely one of those guys who is going to come into situations to hold games down, but you're not going to put him in with bases loaded, nobody out in a tie ball game or up 1 or whatever. He's not that guy. That's not what he's built for, and he's proven that time and time again. He is a good reliever. I'll give him that, but put the ball in Pedro Baez's hands, man. Come on. Give it to him. Give it to Petey.
I never thought I would feel comfortable with Pedro Baez coming in the game.
He has a lead leg. It's proven.
Yes.
Can't argue with that.
No, he's not made out of human. I saw one I really liked. Taxon7 says, "Hi Elizabeth, I love you." Elizabeth, I love you. I just wanted you to know
That's
that.
all they said. Elizabeth.
Hi Elizabeth, I love you.
Elizabeth.
I'm coming, Elizabeth.
I'm coming. That's your man right there.
I love over here on Facebook. Ed Mendoza says, all Alexander gives us is ouchings, not outings. Get it? Because it hurts our soul.
I get it. That's good.
There's one. The bullpen hurts our soul. AJ wants us to get Kenny Powers in the bullpen. I guess that could work. Plus stuff. Hair game strong. Caston is trash. Bringing up hey, Caston, you're the guy here. Let's do it. He wants Brad Hand. Can we go get him?
Handley.
Yes.
Michael Velarde, he is a Red Sox fan, a known Red Sox fan, by the way. Says Joe Kelly takes heat because of what he did in the World Series and playoffs and what he's not doing now. Maybe rightfully so, but wait, he'll come around. So that's coming from a Red Sox fan who says he's going to come around because they saw him come around.
Yeah. You feel good about him because, one, he's not on your team right now, but even so, I think his 8 ERA would help the Boston bullpen right now. This has been a bit of a struggle.
Boston bullpen has been a little bit of a struggle.
It's we know we want him to get there, but first impressions mean so much in baseball.
Isn't it ridiculous the record that the Dodgers have put up with this crap bullpen? It's phenomenal when you think about it.
37 wins, second best winning percentage in all of baseball behind the Miracle Twins.
Damn Twins, dude.
And
somebody beat those Twins.
Soundbite. Everybody got that, right? Twins? That was a direct threat.
To some Twins.
Angel says Sean Doolittle. That's going to be a big one because the Washingtons are terrible. So
Doolittle or do a lot? One or the other.
Wow.
I don't know.
And I'm now looking for a new co-host.
Tomorrow, I like that one.
I saw so someone did ask me, she is.
Yeah, I understand her humor.
She likes weird things. That's why she's here. She likes us. We're all weird things. I see it here, our Gurk 22. And I also was asked, I was propositioned this question, as the kids say, I think. I don't know what kids I'm hanging out with. I don't know. I don't hang out with kids, let's be real. Kids aren't fun. There you go. There's another soundbite.
Kids aren't fun.
Somebody was talking about, what about, and I know people are going to cringe, but what about trading for Trevor Bauer, putting him in the rotation, and then moving Maeda to the
pen.
The other one, the bullpen.
Yeah.
The relief pen.
I like Kenta in the bullpen. I'll be honest with you.
Kenta in the bullpen works.
I don't like Bauer. Kenta closer. Closer Kenta, whatever. I'm not a fan of that.
Didn't work.
No,
it didn't work
really
last year.
Really did not work.
But
I know fans don't like Bauer.
No.
I know they don't.
But let's just say not Bauer. Would you do something like, would you look at a starter and do something a little bit wild? Apparently wild's my word of the day. It's weird.
I guess it depends on the availability, though. Because I feel like there's going to be a lot more relievers available on the trade market this summer than starting pitching. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of good starting pitching available. Bauer is the exception because Bauer will be available.
I would assume by then Kluber will probably be healthy enough to be throwing again. Maybe.
I don't want that man on my team.
You don't like him old?
I don't like the old ones, guys. I mean, we have one of our own, and it's not going well.
Yeah, oh, man.
Rich Hill's old, but that's going well.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Yeah,
Proud of you in that one. But yeah, I don't like the Trevor Bauer thing. I see Jess. Jess is a Trevor Bauer fan. We know we were there.
She's a big fan of
we were
Bauer.
there. But, I mean, that's one way of looking at it. If we're trying to get Maeda into the bullpen, I'd rather see our boy Boss Ross Stripling move back into the rotation where he was our best starter to start the season. He had a 2.6 ERA in 6 games. When he got sent down, he was leading the team in starts, innings. He was just locking in. He had his best outing of the season. He's a 2018 All-Star. I get it. You know what? I've thought about it a little bit more. Like, because I know everybody, or some people know, for sure, in the offseason, I was like, the Dodgers need to restructure Kenta's contract to make it fair for him. I don't know. I feel like $3 million base for a relief pitcher is pretty damn good.
For a relief pitcher, yeah. But
for like a middle guy, because you're not going to get a closer pay. You're not a closer. He's not an $8 or $9 million guy like Joe Kelly because he hasn't proved it. He hasn't done the thing.
He hasn't done it yet. Yeah, but SD Dodger Champ brings up an interesting point in the stream. He says Maeda is not near enough for the bullpen. He doesn't want to do it, and it showed in 2018. And he's right about that. When we talked to Maeda at FanFest, by which I mean when I talked to the translator who talked to Kenta, who talked back to the translator, who talked back to me, I had Gary with me.
Because you had to wait for the translator.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a little bit in between. He was not – I mean, he was trying to be, political about it and, good about it, but he was basically like, I don't want to be in the bullpen. I'm a starter. Like, that's what I've done. I mean, he didn't say it like this, obviously. He's a very gentle soul. But basically, like, he only envisioned himself in a starting role, and that's where he wants to be. And understandably so. That's what he's done for his career, and that's where he's seen himself.
Plus, that can earn him up to $10 million more per season.
Plus that's a big deal.
That's pretty big.
So for him to... It's tough. It's tough envisioning him moving back to that and being comfortable with it. I do like him in that role. Almost in the similar role as you'd see Ross Stripling in. Very similar position. You're not going to put him in the 8th inning. Maybe hold him on for extra inning games and stuff like that. But he's a longer guy. He's going to be in those games for longer to bridge the gap between the starters. And
you're the one who thought it too,
to bring bridge the start. I'm done with you guys. I'm not even talking about Kenta anymore.
I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you for trying to make it through that.
I appreciate that.
We got a friend over here in the stream who's enjoying himself. Says Rob Haynes, great show, guys. Watching from Napa. Thank you, Rob. We appreciate it. We do this specifically for you.
I'd like to be taken in Napa.
Oh my God. Hey, you need some liquid courage over here. Wait, you got liquid courage.
Oh yeah.
So next up, we had. Again, back more into our editorial side of just how much, because again, we've been cranking out some really good content on the bullpen over on DodgersNation.com. Check it out. But another one of our guys, Jason McClure, one of our newest guys, and he's really, he's checking off all the boxes in my opinion. But he hit another nail on the head today when he's talking about the mental consequences of your bullpen continuing to blow games. Because it hurts your offense. It definitely hurts the other relievers because now you have that stress. Oh, this guy did this. Now I have to try to keep the pen alive or to try to keep this game close. And, you could have it where you just took that lead. Everybody's heard about these shutdown innings. Shout out Orel Hershiser loves shutdown innings, and he's good on always bringing those up in the right occasions. But that's a huge thing right there where you get your lead or you just tied it up and then the bullpen comes out and gives up 1 or 2, and that's deflating. I've seen it on my softball team thousands and thousands and thousands of times. So many times. We need help. Their third baseman, I hear he's trash.
Oh yeah.
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 It's all right. He shows up and he's pretty.
Shows heart.
Just
drinks
he checks
pretty heavily.
He checks off like 2 boxes. But A couple of quotes in there from Jason. He says, no batter will say it, but it's frustrating to gain a lead, only to watch it squandered away regularly. And in the same regard, like your starting rotation, luckily it hasn't trickled down there yet.
Hasn't yet.
It has not yet, even though Bueller did not have the most beautiful of starts yesterday. But, you're doing that. Your offense now is trying to pull you back out of this hole. And, you just get – all right, whatever.
It's defeating.
We'll play.
It's big time.
We play again tomorrow.
Usually they do. Yeah, that's generally how baseball goes.
But the psychological ramifications, that was the fun key word from there.
Ramifications.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Yeah, Rich Hill had
Yummy.
that interview after his start the other day on Tuesday, where the obviously left with a tie game, bullpen got rocked. Let's say rocked. That's a good way to put it. And basically, he was asked if his faith in the bullpen has wavered at all, and he was, obviously very political about it. He said that, they're very aggressive. I like their approach. I like what they're doing. The balls aren't necessarily falling in the right places right now. They seem to be getting a lot of bad luck. Basically all of the things that you would
falling over the wall.
Right. Basically all of the things that you would like your teammate to say about you when you do a poor job. Rich Hill was there for it. I mean, he's 39 years old, guys. He's an established veteran. He's not going to say anything that he shouldn't say. But maybe because he's like, you know what? I'm almost retiring anyway. So why don't you guys hold my effing lead?
Yeah, I only have so many of these left. Poor guy. Nice kid, friend of the show. I think he's gonna make it. We got run_nerd from Maryland. What is going on,
Is that a
run
threat?
nerd? Run nerd. I see what you did there. That's good. It's a good one. They probably didn't know it. Somebody else. back with rgurk22 says, I like Caleb, but he's been shaky. Ferguson was just bad. He's been bad, and he was bad all season. He did not look good in spring training. By that token, neither did Joe Kelly, and I asked Dave Roberts about that one of the days we were out there in spring training, and he dodged it the best way Dave Roberts can by just using human American words at me and getting around the point.
He's really good at that.
Human American
He's very
words.
good at that, which means he's probably a good person to talk to the media.
I see a lot of people talking about we nasty.
Man, people love
That's
that.
got to be.
I love that. Dude.
How has that not been remixed yet? By the way.
Oh, it'll be in the stadium tonight on the screen.
I know our boy
for sure
Stan wanted it to be remixed to a trap beat. I think that would work. We nasty. Anyways, what do we got going on over in the stream, Misty?
Okay, our boy, Mr. Crush Guts.
Boy.
Our boy. He's our boy.
It's your boy.
I was going to say Sir Crush Guts because I respect him. Yeah, Sir Crush Guts.
He hasn't been knighted yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Okay, he said, do you think Ryu will win the Cy Young and Belli the MVP?
Yes. I want them all. I think
That's
Ryu.
it. That's I thought you were done.
I think Ryu can't not win the Cy Young if he keeps up anything like this pace. Your friend Chris Paddock fell off a boat real quick because he faced another good team. What's going on with that, San Diego fans? Huh?
This is my.
Can we zoom in?
This has been my favorite part of the year so far. Going after Chris Paddock, like not even necessarily going directly after him, but then having fans come in and like threaten my mom and stuff like that. It's like that's good. Padres fans, great look.
A lukewarm take via facts.
It was just the facts. That's all I said.
Statistics.
Do you see all the other facts I threw at them too?
Oh yeah.
It's like Kershaw's
At that point they don't want
Chris
facts.
Sale's garbage.
The second somebody goes, and we've talked about it here in the office a number of times. The second the conversation goes, oh yeah, well your mom, you've won.
I'm like, all right, that's it. All right, solid.
Here, she's a nice lady.
Yeah, she's cool. Ryu, I don't think he can not win this. Like you said, it's his to lose right now.
AJ with fake Shelton.
yeah, fake Shelton. It's his Cy Young to lose right now, and it's Bellinger's MVP to lose right now. I think the only one that can really give him a run for his money is what's the kid from Milwaukee that people love? Peter
Cottontail.
What's his name?
Peter Borges.
Pete Holmes. But what is his name?
Who? Oh, so that Soroka guy?
No.
I don't know.
The guy,
is that also a guy?
What is the guy that Christian Yelich looks like?
Pete Davidson.
That's his name. Yeah.
Really derailed the show.
Yeah, really went off. People started Googling and stuff.
Wait.
I think Yelich is.
What is OSH?
Orchard Supply Hardware. Okay. I was like,
hey, he's back. He's locked in. He's ready to go.
Yeah, I really think that Yelich is the only one that could give him a run for his money. So that's my answer. You're welcome.
Never heard of her.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Taylor Spencer says, talk about how much Hill hates the shift when he pitches.
Oh, he hates the shift.
That was sexy.
I wish we had a mic like up against his face for that whole thing.
You didn't need to.
You
There
could
was
read his
nobody
lips,
there.
and you could kind of hear it, but
That was the Tampa game. Tampa has like 38 fans.
Yeah, dude, did you see they had 5,500 fans at their game or
that's
whatever?
just
It's
so
like, dude, you
embarrassing.
guys have like, you're in second place behind the Yankees, and you have more wins than most of the
Hey,
AL.
we talked
Come
to
on.
the scout. By that point, I was the only one talking to him because you were hiding from me for a while
Jeff
in spring
Stewart?
training.
Jeff
but
Stewart? Yeah.
you weren't supposed to use his name, Steph
Stewart.
Jewett.
I don't think you can say that.
No, he's really cool, but he's just like, we need to get out of Tampa. Tampa is, there's so much to do there, so many other things to do, like
Tampa?
like die
Go watch the
or
Buccaneers.
go to the beach. I don't think the Bucs
the
happen
Bucs
too
ever.
often, but that was it was embarrassing, but it was great because you were able to hear all of them sweet Richie Hill grunts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and him
Every
going
pitch.
hard on that.
Every single pitch.
He says, "Get off my lawn with your shift." Anything else would you like to bring up?
I just wanted to bring up that Raphael really likes the Game of Thrones bobblehead on our desk.
Oh, thanks, Raphael.
From our friends over at Forever Collectibles. That is Foco. At Foco USA on Twitter and Instagram, or Foco.com for some sweet swag. Foco's hooked us up a lot this year, and we do appreciate them. And I think we have some more cool and exciting stuff coming up in the next few weeks with them. Knock on whatever this table is made out of. Just saying.
Plastic. Foco has some cool stuff. just
You
adding
want
that
the
in there.
clothes for some reason. I was surprised.
Okay, so the reason I want the clothes is they have this giant hoodie that's all. It looks like a Snuggie but shorter. It's a Dodgers-based one, and I want
Yeah.
it because that's exactly what I need in like a Snuggie. Is like it hits the knee.
Right.
Well, your birthday's coming up.
My birthday is coming up.
Yes.
7-Eleven, guys, buy me gifts, please.
So maybe Santa Ryu can get her something.
She's a-
Santa Ryu.
Sagittarius. I don't know what that is. What is that?
I'm a Cancer.
Oh, she's Cancer.
Hey, don't be mean to yourself. We love you either way.
So there's that.
Taylor saying Hill would be amazing to listen to mic'd up. There was that time last season he was mic'd up on a non-start, of course, because
non-start only.
he was really good with it. He
was entertaining.
Yeah,
he was playing it up big
he's
time.
entertaining.
He was hamming everybody up
for a
Yeah.
decrepit 90-year-old.
He's a good guy.
39. Dodger Snuggies are dope. Well, then get us some, Zed. What the hell? So,
that's good.
as we did bring up
That's it, but-
earlier, today is, it's a really cool day. We didn't know this leading in because there are so many days, and you don't want them to get kind of like lumped in together. But as T and I were calling it earlier today, Lady Folk in Sports Ball, it's cool. There are some really cool tweets. We did throw a tweet out on our Dodgers Nation Twitter. Just who are some of your inspirations that are ladies in baseball, and of course there's so many great ladies in the game right now. Alana's, of course, right at the top of the list for most people.
Oh, yeah.
But you got some cool responses and questions from the tweeter.
Yes, I did. So I'm gonna talk, but I'm gonna have the screen on you guys, so I
Okay.
could just
Okay,
place
well,
the
Very
tweets
proud
there.
of
I'll be
you.
here.
We're gonna awkwardly
Okay,
stare
yeah,
at you while
just
you do
stare,
it.
yeah.
She's in a whole different room.
Because we should focus on men when it's women in baseball.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That is producer
I have a
T.
girl name if that helps.
It
This is
helps so
Brooke.
much.
We
yeah.
saw that.
Okay.
Dude.
So we asked people who is their most inspiring woman in baseball, like who is the most inspiring woman in baseball that they know. So one of the ones that we got was from Frank Talk LA, and he said little league team moms.
Solid.
was a good one.
Solid. I like that one a lot.
They're the
'cause
real
They
MVP.
are the unheralded MVP of baseball.
They bring snacks.
Have you ever seen that commercial? I forget which commercial it is.
That was a
I'm
good
pretty
story.
sure it's like a paper towel commercial or something random like that. But it's like the mom telling the kid she leaves him she doesn't leave him at the game. She's taking him to his baseball game, and he runs away for a second to run on the field, and she's like, "Wait, come back!" And he comes back, and he's 10 years older, and she gives him his glove, and they hug, and he's like, "Thanks, mom." And I'm like,
I don't have feelings,
put it-
but I feel them all.
I'll put it on my Twitter for you guys to watch later. It's
No,
very
he's not. He's a
emotional.
dirty liar.
I am.
What else you got?
Okay, and then someone said, my mom, she's not much of a sports person, but when my grandpa died, she would listen to me talk about baseball. She took me to my first playoff game. It always meant a lot to me that she took me to Dodger games.
That's really cool. I
Sweet.
think that was at Dodger Jess, or Dodger _ Jess 83, which is that. I mean, that's an awesome story.
It's a very cool memory.
Heartwarming and delicious.
Yeah, we're all
Delicious
getting
is
all
a
soft
descriptor.
and fuzzy on this show.
I'm always soft. In terms of
and
stature.
kind of fuzzy too.
Beard game strong.
Yeah.
I think one of the most important ones today was our girl getting not only constantly crushing the game, but getting a promotion. Sujo coming in clutch, getting the most deserved thing that could be happening to her. Sujo is now manager, not assistant to the regional manager. She's the regional manager of Scranton Dodger Stadium. So
congratulations, Sue. I mean, you really, really freaking work hard to earn it. We had Eric here last week.
Yeah.
And
you
while
work
he
hard
jokes,
enough to survive.
Yeah. While he jokes a lot about you, it's very clear that he has a lot of respect for you and is really appreciative of how hard you work, as we all are. And that's why you have such a cult following now.
So I think that's probably the most important one we have for Women in Baseball Day. And we're proud of all the women that we have. And one of our alumni, Elisa, is over there working with Alana and Sportsnet and doing all the Dodger stuff with them. Of course, Alana, like I already said, is one of the best in all of baseball, and we're lucky enough to have her. So it's really cool to see this day and to see Sujo, of all people, getting the love. Not of all people, because that sounds bad in that way.
Oh,
but we love
people,
you.
Yeah.
No, I'm mad at her because she still doesn't come back to the show, and we're very lonely without you, Sue.
That's okay. We'll have her back. Not her and Eric at the same time, though. I don't think that's going to go well.
Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to be great.
We just won't be here.
So, from one goat to another, Goaty Bellinger.
Oh. You can
you want the ding?
Yeah.
I give you my ding. Cody Bellinger.
The floor is yours right now. I think you owe him an apology. Don't you? Right? That's what's going on here.
I don't know if we're going that far because I've given him
Is this becoming a weekly "I apologize to Cody" show? Is that what it's called?
Hey, if I knew what I said to Kike, I'd apologize to him too. But we cool, right? We cool, Kike.
He doesn't know you.
So rude. Words hurt. So with Cody, of course, we see him just setting countless record after record. Hey, man.
Sorry, I'm zoning out on some of your comments because they're bigger than mine. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. Cody has just been insane, and we're seeing him keep setting new records. Sometimes it feels like they're making him up just so he can set another record. But Cody, he's leading the league, and so he's leading all of baseball in 10 in pretty much almost every offensive category except for doubles and stolen bases because he doesn't steal enough. But Cody, all last season I called you and accused you of being wishy-washy because you were. You were 100% wishy-washy. You often had a bad approach at the plate. There were quite often times you looked lost. 2017 World Series comes to mind on that one as well. But you were playing below your talent level, and that's why I tried to give you a little bit of a bad time, See what I did there?
Oh, so he owes the success to you.
Yes. Yeah. That's what it always comes down to. It's always about me. My fear was, since you never really had to work for it, the talent was just there, you wouldn't put in the effort to get better. And
is there an apology coming?
Yeah, as I said, this is a backhand. This is a left-handed apology.
Okay.
It's cool. I'm left-handed. The off-season, I spoke with your hitting coach, Brant Brown, and he said you were at the stadium every day putting in the work. You wanted to be the best. I wasn't sold. I was not sold, Cody. Just before the season, I made that bold prediction that he would spend some time in AAA. Boy, am I eating crow on that one for sure. I said I just had this ugly feeling about it. Ugly feeling. I didn't think he would, but it was there.
Good call on that one.
Thanks to my perseverance and coaching, you've turned yourself into someone that people are lumping into statements alongside Mike Trout, Babe Ruth. You keep setting records again that I didn't even know existed. Some people are calling you. Not you, but him, Cody. This is directly to you, Cody. I know you're watching right now, a few minutes before the game. Some people are calling you the most dominant player in baseball.
Oh,
your teammates have called you one of those once-in-a-generation talents. I am calling you no longer wishy-washy. Thank you.
Michael says it's called developing, John Kruk. I forgot you're a Kruk.
Yeah, I was Kruk at one point. But that wasn't from Michael. That was from somebody else.
Apparently, a lot of people just think you look like him.
Oh, wow. We got some really good stuff. There's Hatfield. What's going on, Brian? Saying Real FNG is a legend in his own mind. Absolutely. Thank you.
Have you seen him on the softball diamond? Come on.
Jess agreeing that this is a horrible apology so far. Absolutely. It's because he's stealing signs. Absolutely.
I
But
like that a lot.
that was my version of an apology to Cody because I helped him. So everybody's welcome for his MVP season. They pay
That's
attention.
all we got to say about the
They pay
Cody
attention to me.
Bellinger.
Cybernetic Slayer. What kind of apology was that? Oh, bad one.
It was like a one that went off this way, and then it was over here. But it's done now. And great player, killing the game.
Absolutely.
And he made you look bad. That's the most important part. That's all I really care about at this point, guys. Kind of a weird week in baseball. It's been really good for the Dodgers, but we unfortunately had to deal with the passing of a legend of the game. And sometimes a legend in not the best of ways. Bill Buckner passed away at the age of 69, way too young. Battled with dementia for a very long time and in a very advanced version of it. So it was very sad to see him go. Buckner is most remembered in many people's minds, unfortunately, for a play in the World Series that they say cost them the World Series. There was also a game after that they happened to lose. So
and he performed very well in that game.
He did. And so, we wanted to make sure we did him justice, not just because he's a former longtime Dodger, by the way. He spent a lot of time in Dodger blue, as he did in a Cubs uniform, Boston uniform.
Drafted by the Dodgers, what, 68, I think it was, or 58, 68.
Well, he was born
58.
in 49, drafted in 68.
Yes.
From in the second round from Napa High School. So Napa guy, I forget who was from Napa, but represent. Buckner was remembered for that one play where Mookie hit not Mookie Betts, Mookie Wilson. Hit that little dribbler. You often hear the call behind the bag from our boy.
Through Buckner, income Knights, and the Mets win it.
So, this is a guy who is so much more than that. I mean, he played for 22 years in Major League Baseball. 22 years. And it wasn't mediocre play. I mean, or it wasn't even bad play. It wasn't one of those guys who... There are a lot of guys in baseball who just sneak by for 20 years, and for some reason you're like, how the hell did that guy stay in the major leagues for that long? It wasn't one of those cases.
Looking at you, Babe Ruth.
But, this is a guy who had, he was closing in on 3,000 hits, and, in 22 seasons, that's one thing, but that's a lot of hits, to be almost 290 career hitter in the process too, across 22 years.
And
it's impressive.
Playing all over, the field as best he can for, I believe he was a left-handed fielder as well.
Playing everywhere. He was an all-star just once. He also won one batting title. So,
underrated.
In terms of, very underrated in terms of how well he performed, what he did. I also had a friend point out to me that he was the left fielder that jumped up on the fence when Hammer and Hank broke the home run record. Which is a little interesting tidbit for you. So, Bill Buckner, you're much more than an error. You're so much more than that in our hearts. We will miss you, and we thank you for everything, buddy.
Nice kid, friend of the show. He is. He's a friend in our hearts.
Yeah, he is.
Any and all Dodgers. So it's about that time. We're getting real close to game time here, so we're going to hit that wrap it up button. We got 2 tweets of the week because one just wasn't good enough. First up, back in our lives again, our boy Richard Krajewski. He just hit us with this fantastic tweet of the week. You saw the letter.
Oh, yeah.
Orel Hershiser, old player, pitcher over there with who works with Rick and Joe. So Bulldog got a nice letter. I believe they said it was from Japan. And I think they opened it, kind of went through it a little bit on air a couple nights ago. But that's beautiful. Old player, pitcher, Mr. Orel Hershiser. I like the Mr. on there as well.
It's good, yeah.
That's really
a
cool.
nice ring
So
to
I
it.
really do hope that Rick, you stick with that. Keep calling him old player Hershiser. And the second one, a real true life living legend pulled this one up for us. You had a little fun over there at the Dodger game, tweeting the Dodger game on, what was it, Monday, right?
It was pretty wild, man. I was by myself, but did you see the fan that took a picture of me? You didn't see that, did you?
I did not.
I was live streaming it, I forget what I was live streaming. Probably Will Smith's first at bat. And some fan was watching the live stream in the stands from the left field side, and found me and took a picture and sent it to the Dodgers Nation account.
I
was
did
like,
not
that's
know that.
good, man.
That's really
impressive.
cool. But what's going on with that hot dog guy? You said there were. Tell us all the people quickly about all the people that were throwing you hot dogs on Dollar Dodger Dog Night.
So it was Dollar Dodger Dog Night, and this very loud, belligerently drunk man bought probably 20 hot dogs, came in and started asking who wants hot dogs. And for it being dollar hot dog night, people went nuts for those hot dogs.
Everybody
man.
likes
And
free.
He was chucking them and chucking them and chucking them, chucking them. He finally gets to the rhythm. 5 minutes later, another guy, different guy shows up. Here we go. More hot dogs. 10 minutes later, this freaking guy shows up and starts chucking more hot dogs. And I'm like, all right, well, now I got to record it.
I love the sad, like, zoom in on the dropped hot dog. That's just, that is plus stuff.
I was watching it because I'm like, if he picks that up and throws it, that's going to be very interesting how that goes down. But he did not. He picked it up and ate it. So he's disgusting and also my hero.
Well, it's wrapped.
Always wrap your hot dogs, boys.
Well,
it's about time for Dodger baseball.
hashtag LA bleeds blue, and it's time for us to end the show.
That's good. I like that. That's a good wrap up.
Find us on the internet at DodgersNation.com. Subscribe to Blue Heaven on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Player FM, so many more. Probably.
I don't really know of any other ones, to be honest with you, but I don't know.
There's some weird offshore ones, but you can find us there too.
The Swiss ones, yeah. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter. I am at BrookMe3. This guy over here is at RealFRG. You can also find all of our great content every single day at DodgersNation.com. Please give us a follow at official Dodgers Nation as well. Huge thank you to our in-house crack production team. And thank all of you guys for your comments, questions, and
y'all
general concern for the show.
Y'all made this stream a lot of fun. Of course,
did.
last week we couldn't get in too much because Eric was talking so much, which we love because this was a talk show, not a knitting show.
It is.
See you guys next Thursday.
Bye.